Let's talk about the best skin tints for natural makeup. In today's video, we have different price points, different finishes, and so on. So you're probably wondering, what's a skin tint versus a foundation? To begin with, the coverage, it's very sheer to light, sometimes medium buildable. But the most important part is every skin tint or most skin tints are packed with skincare benefits. So let's begin with the first one. My new favorite, best skin tint. This is by Summer Fridays. This is their sheer skin tint. Retails for $42, 10 shades, light coverage with a natural finish. But this one is amazing. Summer Fridays skin tint, it's all about the no makeup look. Perfect for every day, easy application, beautiful on the skin, and it wears really well throughout the day. And I would say it's great for all skin types. You do have to shake it really well because it's very fluid. And I do like to apply most of these skin tints that I'm gonna talk about today with my fingers. And it doesn't have a scent. It evens out my skin, but still looks very skin-like, especially when you look very close up if you're in person. But I mean, you guys saw how easy that was. You blend it in with your fingers and look at the difference. Very even on one side. You still see a little bit of redness. You can still see my freckles, my skin, but then here you can see it's a little bit more discolored. Summer Fridays skin tint, natural. I get a beautiful sheer to light coverage. You can build it up to a light coverage, and then the finish is very natural, has a little bit of glow from within, but it's not shiny, it doesn't feel oily. A great everyday type of a makeup. If you like that really natural coverage, I love this one. It's my new favorite. Incredible. Next, we have the best drugstore skin tint. I have to give it down to L'Oreal, the True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I love everything about this besides the packaging. I'm not the only one. It's a big flaw in my opinion. I've seen people buy pumps from Amazon, like foundation pumps, and it works better. So, Hyaluronic Tinted Serum from L'Oreal. This one retails for $19.99. 14 shades, has sheer coverage with a radiant finish. This is how I apply it. In comparison to the Summer Fridays, this one, yes, you would still shake to kind of make sure it's all dispersed. But the formula, you can see it's more whipped than fluid. Very nice formula to work with. I find that it works best with your fingertips because of that formula, or a brush. I will mention this again, with most skin tints, I do like to use my fingertips. If the skin tint provides a little bit more coverage than a sheer to light, I will go back in with a brush to kind of smooth and soften the lines and edges, just to make sure it's blended in really nice. And then really tap it in, go on the forehead. So one of my favorite ways to use this on its own for like a no makeup, or I also like to use this as a mixing agent, either with like my moisturizer, my SPF, or even mix it with different foundations that either have more of a matte finish. Take a little bit of this, mix it together, and you get a beautiful concoction. This beautiful, flawless, definitely worth the $20 price point from the drugstore. It's incredible. So one thing to mention, it does say that it has a radiant finish. I find that it's more closer to a natural finish. It's not as glowy as like you would say Ilia. Ilia is a true radiant finish, like very glowy. Coverage-wise, I say it's a true light to medium coverage depending on how you build it. And you can build this up to a medium coverage where it still looks like your skin, but it's higher coverage in comparison to Summer Fridays, which I believe this is a true sheer to light type of a skin tint. You can't go wrong with either one. But this, incredible from the drugstore. L'Oreal, the True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This next one is the best skin tint in the best coverage category. It's also very long wearing for a skin tint. This is by Beauty Blender, their Bounce Skin Tint, always on radiant skin. Retails for $29 US, 20 shades, light coverage with a natural finish. Honestly, I thought this was a foundation when I first tried this because of the coverage and how it looked on my skin. It was incredible coverage, medium coverage right away, and you use this with a damp beauty blender, hence the brand Beauty Blender. It works really well with the Beauty Blender, a damp beauty blender. But I enjoy the packaging. It's kind of like the L'Oreal, but this actually works and it's not dirty. See what I mean? It's not dirty. And the dropper actually works. It's very fluid. Let's do 2 drops. I actually like to kind of spread this out a little bit first. The shade might look very light and yellow, but it blends in really well. I'm gonna use the damp beauty blender and blend this out. Again, you don't have to use a damp beauty blender or a beauty sponge. You can use your fingers or you can use a brush for this Skin Tint by Beauty Blender. But look at that, my goodness, this is so stunning, so beautiful. And it reminds me of, I wanna say, the new Makeup by Mario, I forgot the name of the foundation, but his new foundation, it reminds me of that, but more natural and a little bit more radiant, but a lot easier to work with. The blendability is flawless on this. But I mean, look at that coverage with just 2 drops. I would say this is a really solid medium coverage. And when they say light coverage, I'd say you can start with the light coverage, but you can really build this up to a full medium. Not full coverage, but like a full medium coverage. A solid medium coverage. Stunning. And just the texture of this on the skin, very skin-like. It looks really radiant, but it doesn't look oily. Beautiful. And it lasts really well all day long. Moving right along. This has to be my newest love in terms of the best blurring skin tint. My old love, the original love, was the Fenty Beauty, the Ease blurring drops. I still enjoy those. I love that one. I went through a phase where I just used the Fenty Beauty skin tint, but this has replaced the Fenty Beauty skin tint. This is the iconic London. They're super smoother blurring skin tint, literally in the name. It blurs your skin. It has a really, really incredible finish. This retails for $32 US, 18 shades, light coverage with a satin finish, hence the blurring in this skin tint. It's incredible. I like the iconic London more than the Fenty Beauty because it looks a little more natural on the skin. It doesn't really settle into my fine lines and it doesn't adhere to dry spots on my face. I found that sometimes with the Fenty Beauty, because it was so blurring and almost mattifying, it would settle in those fine lines and kind of exaggerate dry spots, but it's just stunning. This is my summer shade. Excuse the slightly darker tone, but I love this one in the summertime, especially if you're in humid climate. This skin tint by Iconic London, beautiful. And it feels so nice on the skin. It gives incredible coverage, light to medium, even a little bit more than a medium depending how you apply it. But again, the way it layers, it still looks like your skin at the very end. It's very natural. It moves with your skin, but it blurs those pores. And it feels so nice. I wonder why people don't talk about it as much. It's incredible. Let's move on to most affordable skin tint that actually works. This is by Wet n Wild, and this is their Tinted Hydrator Tinted Skin Veil Skin Tint. Retails for $6.49, under $10. 11 shades. My least favorite thing about this is the shade range and the shades themselves. It has a sheer to medium coverage with a soft matte finish. If you have oily skin, you will enjoy this. Again, I'm going to mention this one more time. The shade range sucks a lot, and it tends to lean a little more orange, but I overlook that because of how beautiful it is on the skin. I'm going to go in with my fingers to really work this in. And it kind of reminds me of texture of L'Oreal Tinted Serum mixed in with a little bit of the Iconic London. Because this Wet n Wild does have a soft matte finish, it has a little bit more of that silky, velvety texture on the skin. This is in shade, I believe I used Porcelain. And I sometimes have to mix it in with either fair or light to get a really good shade, depending what time of the year and how tan or light my skin tone is. But very easy to work into your skin. Once it dries down, it has a nice soft velvety texture. And this does have hyaluronic acid plus squalane, and it's oil free. Really great for combo skin, normal skin, oily skin. If you have dry skin, I would do your full skincare routine and then go in with this right here. So last but not least, this is the best Clean, packed with skincare ingredients by Ilia. Their skin tint, their super serum skin tint with SPF of 40 with niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. This one right here, I will say, if you have oily skin or even combo skin, skip your skincare in the morning and just go strictly with this. This is pretty much your skincare in a bottle with coverage. I like this, but again, it's that type of a formula where it is very glowy, and this is the glowiest skin tint that I mentioned today. Has a dropper similar to Beauty Blender and L'Oreal, and you have to shake it very well. But again, this one is better. It's not as dirty. Again, I like to use my fingertips, and then if anything, use a brush to work this in. So even though yes, it's a fluid formula, when you apply it to your skin, it has a similar formula texture to, I would say, a thicker serum mixed in with your moisturizer. Like, you really have to work this into your skin. It provides a really beautiful, glowy, radiant finish, but it doesn't look oily. You look like you have very supple skin. And if you enjoy supple looking skin, you will enjoy this product. It does have a little bit of that tacky finish and texture. So I will say, if you have more of an oily skin type, I would set it with a very light layer of translucent powder to just make sure it's not gonna go anywhere. But if you don't like that feeling, I would skip this and go for something either like the L'Oreal tinted serum or this one right here, Beauty Blender, the skin tint, or if you like more of a lighter sheer coverage, the Summer Fridays. This one, I just enjoy it because it does have so many skincare properties, and you can build this up. I just want to build it up a little bit more, but this is great for no makeup. Like I said, this is the glowiest skin tint that I enjoy, but I will use a setting powder to kind of set it in place because it is a little too tacky for my liking for like an everyday type of a wear. Find that my hair can stick to it. I'll mention it again. Ilia Skin Tint, it's, I would say, a very sheer to light coverage. It doesn't build up more than a light medium, but I think this is for those that really love that skincare properties with a little bit of coverage in your skin tint. This is a really great option. And that concludes some of the best skin tints for every skin type that will give you the most natural makeup. On our website, Milabu Beauty Review, we have so many other options, different price points, different skin types, different finishes. I hope you guys check it out. But for now, thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.